friends, welcome to Master Board Mayhem. Some of you guys might know that I've been struggling to join in on my friends' collaborations. So I thought what I would do with a couple of my Master Board Mayhems, if I could incorporate one of my friends' collaborations, then that's what I'm going to try to do. So for this one, I am going to join in on my friend Jennifer's with scrapbooks and memories, her Ephemera Madness, because I can make lots of ephemera with these Master Board pieces. Now, you had seen me make them in my big folder, but these were pieces that I made on the back of these large cards that I had. It was really... try to explain what they were. They're very thick, very heavy duty cardstock, and they actually came in this shape. And I have a huge stack of them from where I used to work. They were just gonna throw them away, and I was like, well, hey, I can use that. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And we could do tags, or we could do pockets, we could do belly bands, all kinds of things. So let's mix it up a little. Let's take one of them, this one for example. And let's go ahead and turn this one into some pockets. And I'm thinking what I might do is make sort of an extreme pocket. So we're going to go like this. Oh, and before I really get deep into this, let me share with you that Jennifer's Ephemera Madness is an open collaboration and it's year-long. And I'll also share with you that Master Board Mayhem is an open collaboration, so feel free to join in. It is hosted by me, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna go, but I'm not even close to being done, so we're just gonna roll with it. And so join in, use the hashtag Master Board Mayhem, and tag me as your host. And get rid of some of your scraps. That's what I've been doing here. This particular Master Board had some scraps that a project I had finished, so I put the scraps on here, and also some calendar images. I had cut some calendars to make envelopes, and I had some leftover pieces, and I thought I would put them on here. And isn't it pretty? This is great for spring or summer. I think this is so pretty. Let's go ahead and turn these into pockets. I'll have an upper pocket here, and I'll have a lower pocket here. If my journal that I use these in ends up being thin, I can always snip this corner. And if it ends up being shorter, I can certainly snip the top. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to get into embellishing it so it's a nice pocket. This feels like a little bit of a cheat, but hey, why not go with it? So I'm going to turn this pocket over because nobody's going to see this side. And I'm going to go around this butterfly. There are some white edges. So I'm just going to cover that with some goldish, bronzish marker here. Just because I don't love it when there's the white showing. And I'm doing it on the back of this cardboard so that I don't get it on my desk. That's honestly the only reason I flipped it over to do that. All right, so this one is covered. I'm going to set it, I'm just gonna actually slide the whole thing over and let that dry. And while that one's drying, we'll do the same thing over here, although this one doesn't look quite as bad. Okay, that is done, and we'll go back to the first one while we set this one aside to dry. Hopefully this one is ready to go. And I honestly, oh, it might still be a little bit wet. I'll have to be careful with it. Let me see. Yep, a little bit wet. I guess actually, pockets aren't technically ephemera. So we will definitely have to turn some of these into tags or embellishments, just to make sure I'm staying within the criteria of the collaboration. I certainly want to make sure that I do that. All right, that one I'm going to set over here. I'm going to bring this one back over. And let's see how we can get this one to fit. Oh, it fits perfect like that. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to pull it down here as far as I can, cover some of this white space. And I was thinking also, and you know what, let's do it. To dress these up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of this with some stenciling. This one's pretty busy, but this one has some plain spots on it, so I think I'm definitely gonna hit that one. All right, my friends, I've got my stencil down. I'm going to use green since there's a lot of green on the tag anyway. And like I mentioned, I just want to get a little bit of pattern on some of the plain areas. I don't necessarily feel that I have to do it like in this tree area where I am actually doing it, even though I said I don't feel like I have to. And especially I wanted to make sure I get down here on this really plain part. All right, let's see how we did. Yep, that adds a little bit to it. I think that looks really, really nice. So we are gonna call these 2 pockets done. All right, let's have a look at this one now. So I see some tags made from this particular master board because we have her and then we have this, and I think that's cute. So I'm thinking actually we'll do a small tag, we'll cut it right here, and then we'll probably cut this one in half. So we'll end up with 3 small tags, not tiny, but small. And actually I think I'll cut right through this so we have a little bit on both of our tags. Yeah, this will be a tall skinny tag, which does come in handy sometimes. And then this one, how wide is this? Let me take a look real quick. This is 5 inches, so it would be about 2.5. All right, so I'm just gonna try to eyeball the center. I'm thinking it's right about here. Alrighty, let's see how I did. Yeah, the one is just a little bit bigger than the other, but that's quite all right. All right, let's get these here, and then we'll decide how we want to embellish them. This one really does have a focal point already, so I'm thinking just a little bit of embellishing on that one. And actually don't even have to do any, but I think we will just for the sake of the video. This one we can definitely add a focal point right here. And then this one we have a good focal point here. So we'll have to see what we can find for the center area. Okay, my friends, I think I found some things that'll work. So the first thing I want to do is on the bottom of this one, I'm going to put a 7, just for interest. This was a number that I created using molding paste, and I put the molding paste on tissue paper with a stencil. And I actually put my stencil on backwards, so this was actually a Z. I cut off the bottom, and I had to flip it over to make it a 7. But even some of my numbers are backwards, like for example this one, it's actually backwards, so I'm flipping them over. And when this dries, I'm going, and it might be dry now, I'll try it out. I'm going to go ahead and add some metallic ink to it. So now it's got some nice texture and some nice color. And then I think I'll add some to the paper part. Let me see how this will look. I might do brown, but that's kind of bright. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that with brown. I'll put a few touches here and there, but then I'm gonna go over it, I think, with brown. Here we go. Here's kind of a browny color. This'll work. I'm hoping that the marker will spread around on the paper. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Now, it does make me see that I want my 7 to pop, so let's go in with something a little darker, if I can find something a little darker, or maybe some silver. Let's see if that does anything. No, that kind of is blendy. Let's see. maybe not. I think it's pulling it out now. I think we're good. Okay, there we go. I think we like that. So we're gonna leave that alone. Don't want to overwork it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this really pretty doily on there. All right, my friends, and now we're gonna top that off with a little butterfly. And our first tag is done. So now let's move over to our second tag. Another doily. They're just so pretty. And I'm not going to cut the edges yet. I can do that in the future. Depending on where these go, they may or may not need the edges cut. I mean, usually they would, but you know, maybe not necessarily. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. And then I'm going to take this cute vintage label, and I'm thinking I'm going to put it right here in the corner. But since it's got a hole in it, let's use a brad, okay? That'll be super cute. We've got some nice layers there. We are gonna grab this tool. There we go. We're gonna put this through here. And then we're gonna pop this through here. Get this set where I want it. And actually, you know what I might do to make sure it's set where I want it and it's not gonna move? Just a tiny dab of glue. If you hear some announcements, that is the high school out back. I think the students are getting ready to get out of class. And so they're doing their afternoon announcements. Got the windows open today. It's nice. It's a little bit warm. The high today is 78, which is pretty warm. But it's nice enough to have the windows open, so I like that. All right, and there's our brad, and that color matches this color very nicely, so I like that. So here's our first two tags. Really fun and interesting. I like them. They're very unusual, and I like that. It's one thing I love about using master boards for stuff is that nothing is predictable. It has these great patterns and stuff. So for this one, her face is cut off halfway anyway. So I think what I'll do is adhere this flower like this. Probably should have checked to make sure that wasn't a sticker. Let me do that real quick. I don't think this is. It's pretty thin. No, I don't. No, definitely not. Okay. Good to check though. All right. Now, I could put trim here, but I'm afraid if I go at it with trim, then we'll cover the image. So I'm gonna just take a peek and see if I have any super thin trim. I've got some rickrack, friends, and I think that'd be super cute right here. And actually what I could do is make a little pull tab as well. So if I went here and here, and then I'll cover it with the pull tab. What do you think of that? And then we're not getting into the image at all, which I think is great. Super cute. It just added a nice detail to it, didn't it? So here are the 3 tags that we made from that master board. I think that's fantastic. So friends, I think that's going to be it for today. I know I have a few more of those, but I think we did really good using 2 of the boards. We got 3 tags out of them, and 2 big pockets. Make sure these are all in screen here. Yeah, 3 tags and 2 pockets. Look at that, you guys. I think it's fantastic. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you'd like to join in on Ephemera Madness or Master Board Mayhem, please feel free to do that. Tag me in your description box, and also use the hashtag. All right, my friends, thanks for watching. See you soon.